Hello, fellow tankers. This is Dauntless, and welcome to another episode of Dauntless Tactics. Today, I will be in my Tier 8 Premium French medium tank, the Bourrasque, and I will be playing yet another game on the map Serene Coast. With me, Ep.5, Mr. Caleb, and Matt, Much Heat, such wow, some creative names there, playing in their Scorpion Gs. We're in a Tier 8 game. Well, we're in a Tier 10 game, but I'm in a Tier 8 tank, and so how I play this compared to the last time I showed you this is going to be a little bit different. Looking at the map and looking at the team layout, we are spawned on the southern flank, and the first thing you'll notice in terms of imbalance is that we have a tank destroyer advantage, but we have a heavy tank disadvantage. Now this could kind of balance itself out because the eastern side of the map, the boot, as I like to call it, is a place where tank destroyers tend to camp, especially favoring this lower right-hand corner for our base. And depending on what the heavy tanks do down in the boot, we could either stalemate this down there, or we could get completely rolled. Judging by the fact that they have really heavy vehicles, like the VK and the IS-7, compared to our more lightly armored vehicles, such as the 113 and the T10, could mean that we could get completely destroyed on the eastern flank. We also have, a lot of tank destroyers, but the T30 and the E4, they are turreted, and so you could say that they could brawl as a heavy tank, right? They could also brawl as a medium tank. But what I'm kind of suspicious of is the fact that we have some good medium tanks, as well as tanks like the 113 and the T10. They could potentially push the 1-2 line as well. They're fast, and they favor that kind of aggressive play versus brawling. But again, you never really know exactly what's going to happen when you just quickly analyze the game. You only have 30 seconds after all, and so my speculation is the south is going to fall, but we're going to roll them on the 1-2 line. That's kind of how it's looking like it's going to play out, and we're going to go ahead and start off this game. We have an EBR 90 on our team, which is most likely not going to spot down in the boot, and our T92 looks like he's not showing any interest too, and so I decided to commit towards going this way, and I would fall back if our T92 decided to take this location, but a lot of light tank players don't. I have to be careful spotting for our heavy tanks and our tank destroyers here, because I don't know where their AMX 1390 is going to be, and I could potentially get lit here, but it's going to be worth the trade-off if I can get some spotting, because we are going to get some early damage, because I know my friends are good shots and they're going to be behind me, but I get spotted. So phase 1, unfortunately, is a little bit of a flop here. I'm hoping to get some early spots, but it's just not worth losing that HP. Again, I really stress this point. Phase 1 is where you don't want to take any damage. It's just free damage. Setup, you want to exploit the setup. But again, that doesn't look like it's happening. And already we are shifting into phase 2. We have the IS-3-2 lit over in D0, and our 113 is already in position. I know I'm not going to spot anything, and so I decide to fall back. And so one thing that I want to point out here is my buddy has already taken some serious damage. He probably got lit by the 1390 as well. That's my suspicion anyway. And if you notice, the IS-7 and the IS-3-2 have been both lit, and our 113 is kind of in a position where our tank destroyers can't support. So most likely he's going to die very quickly. Our guys are outnumbering the enemy vehicles on the 1-2 line, and we are already in phase 2. Right, I mentioned that already. Phase 2, which is kind of the standoff. But you can tell that we're most likely going to lose this side, and we're most likely going to win this side. So the tilt is going to happen very quickly. And this game, I chose to highlight it because there's such a thing as like a dual tilt. And you've probably seen this too. Your tank win one side and lose the other side simultaneously. And you have this yin-yang circle pattern happening, and that looks like, that's what's going to happen on this map. I can't do a whole lot to support our 113. He's already signed his death sentence by pushing so far ahead with no support. He should have fallen back or not even pushed as far. But our team has a lot of inertia and momentum going on the 1-2 line. So what can I do as a sneaky, quick, auto-loading French tank? I can get behind the enemy and I can put a couple shots in. I can distract, finish off weak targets, whatever the case may be. We have a lot of slow vehicles over here, and I need to spearhead the charge by going in there and showing that I'm not afraid, because it's just a matter of time before our boot falls. Alpha gets killed and knocked out, and you can see here that the Tortoise and their T-30 are also pushing down in the boot. The Progetto is in a position to flank our T-95 and our 113, and I don't even hesitate here. I just push right in. Yes, you could argue that our guys were already pushing in, but me, I'm in a quick vehicle. I'm charging ahead because I know things are looking quite bad on our 9-0 line, and by just pushing ahead without pausing or waiting for our team, I'm letting our guys know that they don't need to hesitate as well, because it's a lot of the time people are scared, right? They're scared of tank destroyers camping, and they might hesitate up here for a little bit before they commit. They might hesitate here against this rock before they commit, and by me acting almost like a scout, a pseudo scout, I'm pushing forward and I'm letting my team know, hey, coast is clear, and now that they've got their momentum going, they're going to just keep pushing in, which is exactly what I want. No, I didn't really do anything over here, right? I didn't fire any shots. All I am is driving ahead of them, and that may or may not have, affected their decision of pushing in aggressively like that, but I like to think that it did maybe a little bit. I realize, though, that with a 4005 sitting on their base, it's not going to be the smartest move for me to charge right in, especially in a tier 8 light, or not a light tank, I always call this a light tank, a medium tank, and I know someone was on our cap recently, and so I decide with our 113 fallen, our T95 just died as well, I need to push back and support our arty and maybe, keep them from dying, protect the base, right? Because now we have only one Scorpion left to defend the base. A little bit of a misplay here. I track myself. Thankfully, I don't take any damage, but their Progetto 65 just died to our T30, which is great. I'm going to pause the game again here for a second. Our arty is going to die. We know this already. 1390 finished off one. Most likely he's going to finish off the other one as well. And, the 1390 has a pretty long reload on his clip, and so maybe I can make it up here and save him before he dies. Saving that arty and killing this 1390 is going to be a priority, because a 1390 left alive towards the end of a game, if it is close, is going to be something I don't want to deal with personally. And having artillery alive at the end is also very crucial. Unfortunately, our Scorpion is most likely going to die very soon. He's all by himself against this huge push. I'm telling him over TeamSpeak, hey, we need to fall back, we need to protect the base, but I'm coming back to show support, because no matter what, no matter how hard our team pushes in, somebody could potentially push up and not turn around, specifically slower tanks like the VK. A lot of the time, if VK has made it this far up, he's not going to turn around and go all the way back to help defend the base. He's going to keep pushing. And if something gets on our cap now and Matt dies, then who's going to protect our base? Someone has to go back, and a lot of our team members have committed, and they're in slow vehicles. So my goal here is to try to save arty. I'm just praying I'm going to make it. It looks like he's done reloading, and thankfully our arty was reloaded. He's able to finish it off, and Matt is in a bad situation. VK is pushing him. He decided to stand his ground, which in my opinion probably wasn't the smartest decision, but he does end up dying to the VK. I realize that now I have a potential to flank this guy, and I'm going to try to get a couple shots into him as he drives by me. He doesn't know I'm here, I haven't been lit in a while, and I get myself into position. And I put one shot in, and unfortunately I bounce, I don't get another shot, and he turns his gun towards me and I fall back. I have to be really careful here that nothing down below me can shoot at me. And I need to finish off this VK. That's going to be my priority at the moment, just because our team has pushed into their base and our team has fallen. Like I mentioned before, the tilt kind of happened simultaneously with phase 2. Our team just kind of rushed in. Me being on the 1-2 line helped that tilt happen maybe a little bit on our side, but the tilt kind of happened simultaneously. So I apologize I didn't really comment on that, but hopefully you guys saw that for yourselves. This is an awkward situation. Our team is pushing in. It looks like an assured victory as long as most of their team members don't fall back. But we got a VK on our base somewhere, and I don't have time to worry about this arty that's spotted behind us, even though killing him would be nice. The VK is spotted, and it looks like our T30 is able to put a really nice shot into him, and I realize that he's going to be trying to look at the T30, and so I know it's going to be safe for me to proceed. I hear him fire. I have the back of his turret. I'm confident I can at least land one shot. We'll aim, fire another, and great. We were able to put 2 shots in. The T30 connects another shot into him, and he is no longer a threat. Now take a look at the map again. This is looking kind of interesting. 9v9. They have more tanks over here than we do, just because our T30 and myself are over protecting the base, and it's a 3 versus 5 situation, right? They have the Tortoise the RHM, the IS-7, the IS-3, and the T-30 all clumped together against our 3 vehicles. And this is just not a good situation. Did I say T-30? I'm sorry. I meant the Tortoise. So it's looking kind of bad, and I have this bad feeling in my gut that they've overcommitted. Most of their team fell back, and now we need to go push and help protect, help them kill these guys off, right? Because while our guys are most likely going to die in this situation, if I can get there quickly enough with my T-30, I can catch them in a crossfire and I can finish them off. But this is crucial. Unfortunately, you know, we weren't able to kill that VK soon enough, and having him sit on cap, you know, was not a great thing. But hindsight, I probably should have pushed down to kill the arty and flank these guys to help our team out, and I kind of regret the choice of falling back to kill this VK, because the T-30 could have definitely handled it on his own without a problem. But now we have a situation where our team is completely wiped out, and this is a very, very bad situation. Check this out, guys. Almost a full life Tortoise, a very, very healthy IS-7, very healthy T-95, and I don't know how much HP that RHM has, and they have arty, and an IS-3, which I have no idea how much HP is on. Our T-30 is full life, but he has a slow shooting gun. We have an arty that's half alive, and me, a lonely tier 8 premium tank. Now, a lot of you in this situation would probably give up. What is the correct play to make here? Do I just push in and die? Because I think that is the choice that most people will make. But you have to realize that even when it looks really impossible like this, you can squeeze off a win if you play tactfully, especially in a fast vehicle like the Bourrasque. So we have a broadside shot on the T-30. I hesitate for a second and I don't take it, and I regret that very much, just because even if he's angled just a little bit, I'm not going to be able to penetrate that T-95. T-30 makes a great shot on the IS-7 and simultaneously catches him on fire. I realize I'm spotted here. I don't want to get hit by arty, and I'm waiting for my reload so I can duck down and help this T-30, who is now being rushed by the Tortoise. The Tortoise is almost full life, but our T-30 is able to put a great shot into him, and I'm hoping that I can at least connect 2, and maybe our arty will be able to finish this guy off. I put 1 into him, and then I aim carefully. Arty slaps him right before I do for a good amount of damage, and I'm able to connect a shot and finish him off. Unfortunately, our T-30 has a long reload. This RHM just sneaks up right behind him and finishes him off. Now I find myself in technically a 2 versus 5 situation. It's more like a 1 versus 4, because artillery is going to be kind of neither here nor there, because if I die, the game is over. There's no way arty can carry this. But there is a silver lining to this situation if you pay attention. T-95 was last spotted way over here. He is a very, very slow vehicle. T-95s, I can deal with that if I can get him on one-on-one, right? What I have to worry about, fast heavy tanks like the IS-7, I can clip him out, right? But the IS-3 too is also a quick vehicle, and if I get rushed by them here and an RHM manages to hit a shot on me, let's say I get tracked by arty, I will die within a couple of seconds and we will 100% lose this game. I'm spotted here if they know exactly where I am and they smell blood. They taste blood. To them, they're overconfident. There's no way this guy can win. They taste blood and they're coming after me hard. I know this, but this is what I'm going to use in my favor. I'm going to kite them as hard as I can here. I'm going to try to get away. I'm going to just drive directly away from them. I'm checking back to see if there's any angles that they have on me. Artillery thankfully barely misses me there, and I'm able to repair it. He doesn't track me, and I decide I need to just get away as quickly as I can, and I decide heading up into these rocks is the best way I'm going to evade their damage. I realize that I'm probably not lit right now, and I'm thinking maybe I'll turn off to the right and go into the base. Maybe I'll go straight. I haven't really quite decided exactly how I'm going to play this, but I get lit. Pay attention to the clock, okay? We have 1, 2, 3 seconds. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. All right, it's almost been 10 seconds. I realize that at this point, I'm probably not lit. I'm not sure exactly how I want to play this, but I'm kind of bluffing and making them think that I'm going after artillery. All right, this is another interesting scenario here. The IS-7 just gets spotted right here. It looks like he's not coming towards me. His gun is not aiming at me. He knows that I probably went unlit right around here. Okay, he knows their artillery is here. And he's thinking, you know, screw this guy, I'm not going to chase him for the rest of the game. I'm going to just go and capture the base. Or maybe he's looking for our artillery. Regardless of what, you know, whatever the case may be, he's probably going to drive around this area, and I know this, and I didn't get lit for this. So I decide, okay, I'm no longer lit. I'm going to just drive in this bush, and I'm going to pray that some of these guys give me a broadside shot. I don't know what they're thinking, but I do know that they've kind of committed to coming down this way, and maybe they're hoping to spot me, I don't know, but they're going to give me their broadside, and you know, the way I ran, they're probably thinking I chickened out and I'm down here in the boot somewhere. So I'm waiting for my shot. This IS-7 doesn't seem like he's super interested in coming after me. I wait for the perfect angle, and by the time I get, actually I don't even get lit right there. Now I get lit. But I was able to bait the IS-7, which thankfully our artillery weakened, and wait for the perfect broadside shot to take him out in ambush. And before the IS-3 even realized where I was, he was also dead. So really, really grateful for artillery for weakening up the IS-7, but also, you know, good marksmanship, good waiting onto my shot, holding onto my shot until I had broadside, clean shot. And now it's me versus an RHM. Again, the T95 is really not a threat. Thankfully, artillery is able to hit that guy for 460 damage, which is going to be huge. And I decide, okay, I'm not lit anymore. I'm going to bluff this guy out, and I'm going to, fall back. Their arty gets lit, and now the T95 is lit. Now I have to be careful here. This T95 is sitting out in the open. T95s don't have great view range, and I have to be careful I don't get lit here because I want to jump this guy and prevent taking any damage. Our artillery is, you know, facing off their artillery. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I have no control of that right now. My goal is to isolate this RHM before this T95 can come in and assist and take him out. So I decide, okay, RHM is probably following me, and I'm going to just swoop around this hill, maintaining the high ground, and see if I can ambush him. Unfortunately, I do get lit, and he swings his gun around. He's able to put a shot into me here, if I remember correctly. Yes, he does, but thankfully he has a small gun. He only hits me for 450, and I am able to repair that. And our artillery is able to take out their artillery, so things are really looking up. Even though in the beginning of the game I really didn't contribute a whole lot to my team, falling back and playing smart has turned this game around, and now we are only facing one lonely T95, and he's going to be an easier target to take care of now that our artillery has managed to survive this late into the game, and it's just a matter of keeping him lit and letting artillery do work. We can always go cap, and he's not going to be able to out-cap two of us anyway, and if he decides to go in and cap, I'll know exactly where he is, and I can just let artillery keep hitting him while I spot him. So overall, I already know that this game is in the bag. I do have to be careful and not get overconfident, because if he does manage to hit a shot into me, there's, you know, about a 60% chance that he's going to be able to kill me in one shot. I play on this side of the tracks because I know there's no way with his slow speed he's going to be able to make it over to here, and I just peek over the edge here to see if I can spot him. And then I realize, okay, he's managed to make it really far, and he is completely turned around. I'm waiting for the angle, hoping that I can actually connect a few shots here. He over angles, and I'm able to get 2 shots in. 709 damage. Now he's going to come after me, and I'm just going to drive down and use the terrain to my favor, using that nice top speed that I have, baiting him a little bit for artillery to drive out into the open. And now he is sitting at a 1 shot for me, and I decide, okay, I need to load gold for this. And I'm going to bluff him out here. He goes unlit, I know I'm unlit, and I'm going to just circle back around, and I'm going to hope that he's not facing this direction anymore. But regardless of if he has managed to push around here, which I don't think he will, artillery is in a position where, you know, he can finish him off, hopefully. It looks like he has 7 seconds left on his reload. He's in position. If he does happen to be around here, Arty's going to be able to finish him off. I decide, okay, he's not lit yet. He's probably not looking at me, and he's probably getting onto cap, or he's going to be waiting for me to circle him at some point. I managed to spot him, and because of his awkward positioning, he wasn't able to spot me back, and this gives me the advantage. I know he's not facing me. I didn't see a gun, and now he's backing himself into a corner. This is a good play on his part, because if he backs himself into a corner, regardless of which angle I come at him, he's going to be able to turn and protect himself, and at the same time, he's keeping himself safe from Arty, because the last time Arty shot at him, I believe artillery was an A4. It wasn't fast enough though, and I was able to bluff him out. I was able to connect my second shot, even though the first one missed, and I was able to confirm the kill, winning the game with 5 kills, 3,500 damage with 1,100 assist, and our artillery was a champ in this game. I have to shout out him, his name. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Is Sefna. Just awesome, awesome artillery work. Relocating, killing the light tank, killing their artillery. I couldn't have won this one without their help. But overall, a really good win, even though, again, the beginning was a little bit slow. I felt like I was just driving around trying to figure out what I needed to do to have an impact on the game. That is also the other reason I wanted to show you guys this replay. A lot of you will play a tank like the Bourrasque or light tanks and think, what can I do? It's a tier 10 game. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot. And I think, you know, probably 9 times out of 10, most of you would have just driven into the base and died along with the team. Which is fine. You know, that is how a lot of players think. You know, we need to just take the base and cap. And, you know, maybe some of you would have fallen back to protect the base. But then the second time through, when we were severely outnumbered, you know, a lot of you probably would have just said, you know, screw it, we're going to lose, and just tried to brawl it out and then died alongside that T-30. But it is really, really important to remember that when you are in a quicker vehicle like the Bourrasque or any kind of fast medium tank or light tank for that matter, you can have a huge impact as long as, one, you play smart, you ambush, and again, you try to ambush vehicles, get them in a 1 versus 1 situation where you have the advantage, and run away and save yourself, and let slow tanks like the T-95 that are going to take a long time to get there separate themselves out from the herd, because people are super greedy at the end of the game. And then also it doesn't help, or it does help tremendously to have an artillery player alive to keep you alive. So anyway, hopefully you guys appreciated this analysis of this game on Serene Coast. If you did like this video, I would have really appreciated if you would give me feedback down below. Let me know what you liked about it, maybe what you didn't like about it. Feedback to keep this series alive is really important to me. And also drop a like if you did. It really gives me encouragement to keep making games like this in the future, or videos, I should say. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate your critiques. I do read all the comments that are posted. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this content, please do so now. Hit the little bell notification icon for more content like this in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.